let's get to takeaways. Now, how many takeaways do you have, Caleb Calhoun?
I got 5. I stick with 5 every time.
Okay, 5 every time. That's not a great fit for 4 downs, but let's just go ahead and do it.
Fair enough.
4 downs. 4 questions. 4 answers. The Dave Hooker Show.
4
downs. A presentation of OffTheHookSports.com.
Be sure to get those notifications on because Cooper Mays will join us on a Sunday as he gets to go to bed before 4 a.m. Has been the case with these night games on the road. So we'll ask him about Nico. Thank you. And Coop, what should people do?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
All right. Caleb, give me your
Coop here. First down.
First 2 takeaways on first down brought to you by Campbell, Cunningham, Taylor, and Hahn.
Well, I think the first one, and I think the very clear one, is that the defense won Tennessee football another game, and the defense deserves a lot of credit for that. You know, you got to start with the positives of one of the rules, maybe of college football. Maybe we should do this, Dave, because we're being a little hard, and I feel like maybe you should always start with the positives of the winner. And positive of the winner is that Tennessee's defense had 2 bad drives. I think that first touchdown drive, they were just gassed because they've been on the field so much. And then they had 1 lapse in judgment on the 3rd and 18 pass over the middle, which was brilliant design play and just the only bad play call I've seen Tim Banks have all year. You take out that, I mean, this defense was superb. Once again, they were constantly forced to have their backs against the wall. And we're not talking about that strips. We're not talking enough about that forced fumble James Pierce had on the goal line. I mean, that was James Pierce making a play.
That was Al Wilson, 1998.
That
forced 3 fumbles in that game. At least 2 were inside the 5. The question, our poll question is reset. Who won the game for the Vols, Dylan Sampson or the defense? It's obvious to me that Dylan Sampson is the most lethal Vol in Tennessee's backfield, which I would have never thought would have been the case. I would have thought it would have been Nico. But Dylan Sampson is where you need a lean moving forward. Josh Heupel, and there's no question about it. So did you give me 2 takeaways?
No, that was my first. The second one, I apologize. I meant to do. I probably should have done that. But the second one is honestly the every aspect of the Vols passing offense was an issue. We talked about the pass protection; it was bad. We talked about Nico seeing ghost, Nico being inaccurate, Nico staring down receivers, Nico making the wrong decisions. Literally every part of pass pro was bad. Not pass pro, the passing game was bad. I'm with you again. I still don't know why Josh Heupel's not going more 12 personnel. I think if you go more 12 personnel, I think those shots are there downfield.
Okay.
Here's
what I was told since you and I last talked, that it's not that easy, that the defense makes adjustments and that they did so against Arkansas. So I think you run out there and the defense is ready for the 12 personnel and doesn't go with that 3-3 or even 3-2-6 look. That's what I think's happening right now. I was told that other coaches are making good adjustments. Now, other coaches this person was referring to are good coaches. Like Sam Pittman, we think is a solid fundamental coach, right? He may not be a great coach, but he's solid fundamentally. He knows when to run a bigger, more physical defense out there against 12 personnel of 2 tight ends. I'm not sure that Billy Napier does.
No, Billy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, Billy Napier is he's the Derek Dooley side. Sam Pittman's a ball guy that knows ball, so he gets that. Billy Napier is like the Derek Dooley of like a CEO, and again, CEOs only work in football if they know ball. So
I'm with Nathaniel. Needs to be 12 personnel as long as Hurd and Campbell start. I think that needs to be your base. And I was told it's not that simple. And listen, well, right now it's not that simple doing anything with 3 wide in there and what Tennessee did in 2022.
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
All right. What's your next takeaway, Caleb?
All right. So the next takeaway is the running game got going late. And what I will say is whatever we're saying about the tackles, God, you got to give credit to not just Dylan Sampson, but the interior of the offensive line with Cooper Mays, Javonte Spraggins, and Andre Carrick.
Yeah, we always leave out Andre Carrick, but let's face it. I mean, they're able to run it behind that trio basically whenever they want. That's why, to me, yes, defenses can adjust and they'll walk one more in the box against the 12 personnel, but I still think you win a lot of those battles even when you're a man down.
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right, what's your next? Yes, you're right, Tobin. I agree with that. It does mean more to rush the passer. What's your next takeaway? Listen,
All right.
This needs to be a team that runs the ball 65% of the time, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly,
excite you, but you need to. Every game now is like the college, the NCAA basketball tournament. Caleb, just survive and advance. We'd be having such a different conversation right now if Tennessee had done so against Arkansas. That's where college football is now. I don't care how you win, just win.
Yes, totally agree. All right, so my next one is, and this is kind of an interesting one, but this goes into the Billy Napier bad coaching that we keep joking about. It was a game of miscues. I mean, this is one of the ugliest college football games I've ever seen. And I don't mean like ugly in a pretty way, like that, the 98 Tennessee Florida game where you just had two NFL caliber defenses going at it. I mean, ugly in that I looked at this game and I'm like, can either of these teams make a push in the college football playoff? Because it was like mistake after mistake. We talk about the Nico Iamaleava fumble on the first drive. Then there's the interception. Luckily for Tennessee, Florida made more mistakes. This was General Nealon's game maxim #1 galore. They failed to convert 2 4th downs, including a 4th and inches when Billy Napier got in shotgun. I love when they get in shotgun on 4th and an inch, man, instead of just doing a quarterback sneak.
Well, I'll take it a step further. Did anybody think the maxims, which refer to special teams, press on all 3 phases? Did anybody think that Florida was going to win this thing on special teams after 2 punt returns that almost broke?
No.
I did. I thought that's how Florida's going to find a way to win this, and Tennessee's going to lose it.
You're okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right.
There were 2 that were.
They got close at the end, yes, and that's the problem with those line drive punts with Jackson Ross is with the line drive punts you can get good returns on them. But luckily for Tennessee, Florida failed to convert a 4th and inches in the red zone. They had a goal line fumble. They set up a Tennessee field goal with an interception. And let's not forget this. We haven't brought this up yet. They had a field goal at halftime waved off because they couldn't substitute in time.
That's not very detail oriented.
We almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right. What's your next takeaway, Caleb? And then I'm going to share a story in the chat about how Tennessee's college football playoff chances improved even before that game kicked off. Right now, Tennessee, according to ESPN, a 52% chance of making the college football playoff. So, Caleb, what do you got?
All right. So next up is, I think isn't it 4th down, by the way? I think it's 4th down.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
All right. What do you got?
Well, it's funny, and I saved this for 4th down. 4th down conversions made the difference. We're talking about the 4th and inches that the Gators went into shotgun and failed to convert. Then they throw a pass with DJ Lagway that Jamon McCoy breaks up. Now, as I say all this, we have to point out Elvin in the room. Graham Mertz did get hurt in this game, and I think that took away a dynamic of their offense because DJ Lagway he doesn't methodically work the field the way Graham Mertz is able to do a lot of times. But Keenan Peele got hurt on the other side, and that's actually almost as big. But still, those 2 4th downs Florida failed. Tennessee converted their 2. One was on that bizarre one of desperation in their own red zone, but the other one was, again, Dylan Sampson on 4th and 1 inch inside the 3-yard line. This is the difference in the game, guys. On Florida's 4th and inches, they get into shotgun, and it stopped. On Tennessee's 4th and inches, what'd they do, Dave? They got under center and handed it straight off to Dylan Sampson, but the 2 extra tight ends, it looked like the David Cutcliffe goal line offense of the 90s, where you just put 3 extra tight ends in, and you just say, we're going to run it and try and stop us, and they score a touchdown on that play. And so 4th down conversions were the difference.
Rizzy with a good comment. Takeaway, Brazel will be a superstar. That's another bad throw by Nico. He's got to keep that ball in bounds, the one down the sideline to Brazel, to allow him to make a play on that. That's what Brazel does. They got him in one-on-one coverage and man. So, as we all know from back in the day when everybody criticized Tennessee's defensive backs coach Larry Slade, you have to stare at the man when you're playing man. That's where Chris Brazel is at his best, jumping up for the ball. You have got to put that ball in the field to let him make a play for it, and it was thrown out of bounds, and he almost made a play.